What's going on, y'all? Thanks for checking in with Callie. Please like, subscribe if you haven't already. So, the Clippers lost to the Lakers twice in the last few days. And we all know that's a big rivalry between both teams. So the matchups are always fun. They're always, exciting to watch because you can see one team down by 10, 15 points, just as the Clippers were, and then they come back and storm back and make it a game again, which is good, but not good enough because it didn't help them come back and win the game. But I guess we want to take one positive out of the last game that we seen, which is last night. Kawhi Leonard looked great. He looked like the Kawhi of old. And I've said before to people that I know personally, give Kawhi about 10, 15 games. 15, 17 games, somewhere in there, and see how he looks then. Because the more that he plays, the more he's going to look like the Kawhi that we know of him as. And then he'll just go from there and ascend from there. Because he's still a top 5 player in the league. No doubt about it. He had to get his legs up under him. He had to get more comfortable. And, you got to understand the offense is a lot different now, more so than it was last year when he played. Because, they had different star power on their team. Norm Powell's ascended to be more of a scorer for the team and a guy they rely on, along with James Harden, who's doing more now that, Paul George and Russell Westbrook left. And, they've been holding down the fort pretty well. Now that Kawhi came back these last, month or two, or a little bit less, Kawhi had to get acclimated and get back into his rhythm, and he's getting back into his rhythm. And I think that's a plus for the Clippers. The downside to it is they're not winning. They lost 5 out of their last 6 coming out of the All-Star break. They won their last 3, I believe, before the All-Star break. So when you look at it from that standpoint, the Clippers are in a bad situation because every game counts and the play-in tournament is calling them. And it doesn't look like they're going to find ways to recover from the losses that they've suffered here lately to keep themselves within contention of the playoffs rather than falling into the play-in tournament. It just doesn't look like it. Maybe something can turn around, the next game they play. But, missing Norm Powell is a lot because he can score a lot of points. But it's not like he's the best defender on the team. It's not like they don't play. They have a lot of guys that can collectively play defense better. It's not like they don't have other scorers on the team. You got Kawhi. Like I said, he put up 33 points last night. James Harden can put up points. You know what I mean? Like, you got guys that can put ball in the basket. Not as good as Norman Powell, unless you're talking about Kawhi Leonard, of course, or James Harden. But you still have enough on the floor to win. And Zubac, the other game, what was it, Friday night? Zubac had a double-double, a big game. You know what I mean? So it's like you got somebody who can, anchor the paint a little bit, score. And you got Kawhi playing this level. James Harden have a night where he's going off. He had a 40-point night not too long ago. So, the talent is there. The talent is clearly there. If you don't want to say talent, maybe you want to say, the committee, the team they have enough to win these games that they've lost. They have enough. They really do. And like I said, you got the Phoenix Suns coming up, I believe, and a couple other teams. You got to find a way to win these games. You got to find a way to win. Because if they fall into the play-in tournament, I don't like their chances at all in the play-in tournament. I don't. Because Norm Powell is injury-prone as well. I don't know what his injury is really, how severe it is, because he doesn't stay in a lineup, consistent enough at this point. And can you really rely on Norm Powell in big moments in the playoffs? That's going to be the key. And, the main thing I really want to talk about more than anything, Ty Lue. I feel like Ty Lue is giving up on this team. Is he not getting these guys ready and prepared to do what they need to do going out here playing these teams? Because I'm seeing like the same old Clippers from years ago in instances. You had a game this year where you're up on the Indiana Pacers up 22 points. And that was one of those games that I put an asterisk beside because it's like, that's a game you have to win. You clearly have the better team. Clearly. And you have the better player on the floor. Tyrese Halliburton is not better than Kawhi Leonard. Nobody on the Pacers, nobody on the Clippers or Pacers is better than Kawhi Leonard. You have a better team. There isn't nobody on the Pacers that's better than James Harden. Probably Norman Powell, not many better than Norman Powell either. But that's one of those games that I put an asterisk beside, and I said to myself, this is one of those games that might come back to haunt the Clippers. And this is the reason why I said, is Ty Lue getting his guys in the right position? Is he really implementing a message to these guys of what they need to do, of how they need to conduct themselves on the floor, and what the process is every time they step on the floor? Because if he is, then I must be missing something, because they don't look as mentally engaged as they did right before the All-Star break and a month before the All-Star break even came around, right before Kawhi came back, or right when Kawhi came back, the first 2 or 3 games. They looked a lot better. They looked a lot more concise, and they looked like a team that could be very, very good defensively. And you add Ben Simmons, which I think he has an injury, reason why he didn't play last night, I believe, which that could be another case. But, I mean, I'm not sure if Ty Lue is the key. I'm really not. He does a lot of exploring with his rotations. He does a lot of when he talks in post games, he sounds too nonchalant for me. He doesn't really make the adjustments I think that he can during games. He doesn't really. I mean, I feel like he gives them such a free environment. It makes guys comfortable playing for him, but it doesn't get them in position to be at their best for him when they need to be. And at a time like this, the waning parts of a season, you got to be playing a lot better. You can't be failing the way they are right now, losing 5 out of the last 6 games and expect to go into the playoffs. And even though Kawhi Leonard played good last night, he might play good going forward, but it's not all on him. He needs a team around him. It takes a team to win a championship, not one player. Now, I understand the Lakers got Luka and LeBron and all that, but still, you had enough to win that game. You have enough on the floor to win that game, especially the way Kawhi played. If it wasn't for Kawhi playing like that, it would have been another blowout. Like a couple weeks ago, it was 122 to 90 or 85 or something like that. Come on. You got to get these guys prepared. I don't know if Ty Lue's message is getting to these guys anymore, or at least the main ones. Maybe the main ones, but not the other ones. I don't know what it is. Maybe they need to change the scenery with the Clippers. I'm not sure. Because either it's health, or either when they are healthy, I'm seeing things that, from a coaching standpoint, that I just don't like. I don't like when a coach can't make great adjustments. Because that tells me in a playoff series, if you don't make great adjustments during the regular season, you're not going to make that great of adjustments during the postseason when it's do or die. So, I mean, I really don't know. We can blame it on injuries. We can always do that because injuries are definitely a part of the Clippers, universe, I'll say. But I mean, the games that I've seen the Clippers lose throughout the years with guys being healthy on the floor, with Ty Lue as a coach or Doc Rivers, whoever, it just looks like, and we all know Ty Lue is a protege of Doc Rivers because Doc Rivers basically trained him how to be a coach. So, I mean, they're basically 1.0, 2.0, whatever you want to call them. But it just looks like these guys are not prepared when they need to be. These 2 games against the Lakers meant a lot for the city, for bragging rights, and for confidence. And I mean, like I said, the good thing is Kawhi looked great, but Kawhi looking great and the Clippers winning is 2 different things. So, I mean, I just got to see improvement out of this team going forward. I mean, it's hard to have confidence in this team when it's either injuries or when they're all there. They just at times they look like dominant, and then at times they take their foot off the gas and let teams just take over and beat them when they clearly have, the right of way in the game. I just don't get it. I don't. But I mean, hey, leave any comments in the comment section. Let me know what you think. And we'll talk about it.